Hey, what's going on, everyone? I hope you're having an awesome day. And I think we have an interesting discussion ahead of us that we could talk about. And as you kind of see from the title, and I'll give you the origination of why I'm really kind of talking about it now. And it's a little kind of age old. Street portraiture versus street photography. What the difference is between them? Is there even a difference? Isn't it the same thing? So on Twitter the other day, just a couple days ago, there was a photographer, and I don't own any of the rights, and this isn't the type of video where I could just show the images, but just long and short of it, there was a photographer who posted pictures and said these are outtakes from something he was shooting, things that weren't part of the original series, just stuff he wanted to share. He had a silhouette of someone in a construction area. Some of you might see and know what I'm talking about. Kind of a silhouette environmental type of photo on the street. Then he has another street photo of someone walking away from the camera, so their backs to the camera. But on the back of it, it says Atlanta Police and kind of like a leather suede looking jacket, etc. And then I'm not going to give the person name and why this kind of turned into a controversial topic, because the person that responded to these sets of images basically said that type of stuff is not street photography. There are no faces. That's the key thing here. Shooting the back of someone's head means you're too scared to shoot real photography. Had to be said. So obviously, everyone has an opinion. Great. But it's important to have an educated opinion, something that you can actually back up, make an argument for, and not just make some kind of trolly statement. But this is the internet, this is Twitter. And unfortunately, this got some traction, and then the person started to go around and trolling other people's images, and his work is not so great itself. But the main importance I want to talk about is the whole faces thing. And I guess that goes to the street portraiture, which is the word that this person should have asked for. Basically saying that street portraiture and street photography are two different things. And in long and short of it, look at the word, the thing, street portraiture, street photography. It's the same thing. That's part of street photography. And there are many reasons why you don't want to shoot someone's face. Maybe you actually want to display, you don't have a disclosure form, no kind of sign off or release or something. And you could tell a lot of stories that way. There are a lot of photographers out there, even ones popularly right now on YouTube and Instagram, like Craig Whitehead, Joshua Jackson, Sean Tucker shows a little bit more people, but they, a lot of the time, go more abstract. They don't show faces. And there are some of the more, because they don't want people to identify 100%. They like to just kind of set the mood and everything as it is. And I've met them before. I've met Josh and Craig, went to a workshop, and learning what they do, it is 100% street photography. So it doesn't make sense. That is a very uneducated statement. And if you're not sure what a 100% street portraiture is, portrait, obviously picture of people where you of course could see their faces. One of the most popular examples of street portraiture might be Humans of New York by Brandon Stanton. And if you're not familiar with this book and this work, this was really big over the years, and he still does it. But I mean, he basically went around New York, took pictures of people, got their stories, etc. But they're portraits. You could see their faces, etc. This is amazing work. I really like. This blew up on Facebook and everything too. That is a clear definition of street portraiture. But the street photography aspect, everything not just portraiture, like your silhouettes, your abstracts, the colors, the story you could take, without needing to show someone's face, I think takes even more skill. Because to me, portraiture gets a little boring to an extent. If there's no story or environment around, if you're just going around taking photos, fine, have fun, deal with that. But if it's not really telling a story at the time, like you're in 2020 or there's something going on or in an environment, it's kind of boring to me. So street portraiture is definitely a part of street photography. But I'd like to hear your thoughts on this as well. Would you kind of branch off and kind of take and separate street portraiture and street photography, or are they the same thing? Is taking the photo of the back of someone's head, as long as I have context, is that still part of street photography? Definitely let me know your thoughts below. I just think it's very sad that something like that kind of gains tractions on Twitter when the person is probably trolling, but deep down, probably not confident in their own work to have to say some of the things they said to people. And yeah, I don't know. I just felt like I had to make this video because it did blow up on Twitter a little bit. And I just don't agree. I think it's one-sided. You're not open to discussion with the way couple of these people interacted with everyone and going around on photographers' feeds and trashing them. And even though their work, the people they were trashing is 100 times better than theirs, still believing that that gave them validation. Street portraiture is part of street photography, 100%. I would love to hear your rebuttal or your just discussion of the topic. But there can always be interest if you don't show someone's identity, show someone's face. Once again, there are a lot of reasons why you don't as well. But to me, I think it takes even more talent to tell a story and to move someone with an image without showing a face and showing, maybe like a hand on a clutch in a certain environment, or it's something framed a certain way so you distort most of the face. I think that takes a lot more talent than just walking up to someone, taking a photo, and moving on. But everything has their place. I just think that this got a little silly, and we're all better than that. So next time you see something like that, definitely call that out. But let me know your thoughts on the topic down below.